Crab stuffed salmon is perfect for treating your people to a special dinner. And while it may look fancy, I can absolutely guarantee you it is by no means hard to make. This is a little bit of a kitchen sink style crab stuffing, but all of the ingredients that go in are so flavorful and there's very little chopping. I'm usually a grate your own cheese kind of person, but I will give you a hall pass when it comes to Parmesan. You're gonna need 1/3 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I'm going to enlist my food processor, and how I do this is I just break the Parmesan into chunks and just drop it right down in here. If you don't have a food processor, grating Parmesan by hand can be a little bit of a pain in the butt, so hence the hall pass. So I've got the lid on, and then I'm just gonna pulse this until it's a nice fine crumble. Freshly grated Parmesan in about 5 seconds. Now let's dump some ingredients into a bowl. You're gonna add 8 ounces of lump crab meat, 1/3 cup of grated Parmesan, 1/3 cup of plain breadcrumbs, 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of diced pimentos drained, and 1 teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning. Now we're also gonna crack in 1 large egg. We're gonna bring in these ingredients into a very minimal amount of chopping. Slicing into just a few green onions, we're gonna need about 1/3 cup total. Now we're gonna tear in to some parsley here. I'm just gonna bundle it up and give it a nice chop. About 2 tablespoons of parsley. That ought to do it. Last but not least, we're gonna add in some fresh lemon. We're gonna get the zest of 1 whole lemon, and make sure that you zest your lemon before you cut into it. This is where so much flavor comes from. Cut it in half, and then we're just gonna squeeze that juice right in. I'm just using my hands to catch any seeds. Now we're just gonna give all of this a really good stir. So many beautiful colors equals so much delicious flavor. And that's your crab stuffing. I told you it was gonna be really easy. Now here I have 4 salmon fillets. I'm just gonna come in and pat them dry with a paper towel. You can see I've got my salmon situated on a rimmed baking sheet. It's lined with parchment paper, but you could also use nonstick aluminum foil. I'm just sprinkling a 1/2 teaspoon of salt evenly over the top. And now I'm coming in with a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Now we're gonna spoon a couple of big dollops of crab stuffing over the top of each piece of salmon here. And the last thing we're gonna do is add a little bit of texture. To do that, we're gonna bring in one of my favorite kitchen staples, panko breadcrumbs. So I've got 1/3 cup of crunchy panko breadcrumbs. I'm just gonna add these to a small bowl here. And now I'm gonna add about 1/3 cup of Parmesan to the same bowl. And then we're gonna sprinkle this with about a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil. And really the point is to just get this nice and mixed up to make sure that these panko breadcrumbs get evenly coated in the oil so that they can brown up a nice, gorgeous golden color. We're gonna divide this panko Parmesan mix across the top of each piece of salmon here. Kind of drop it in a little mound, and then I just come in and press so we get some nice even coverage. Now you're gonna pop the salmon in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 16 minutes. If you like your salmon a little more done, you can extend that cook time up to the 18-minute mark. If you like it a little less done, you can take it down to the 14-minute mark. Look how perfectly golden and toasty and colorful and beautiful, and it tastes as good as it looks. I need a thing. Here it is. Spatula. I'm just gonna come in with a spatula. Juliet, why don't you come in here so that they can get a really good look? I'm coming in with the spatula, and you can see I'm just sliding it underneath the base of the salmon and up over the skin. And I'm just gonna keep sliding really gently and kind of pulling down as I'm going on the skin. And look at that, so easy. Transfer it right over to your plate, and we can dig in. Just gonna dig right in here with the fork. Make sure you get a close-up of this. I mean, can you even? Look at that. Juicy, Okay, let's give it a try. Have to make sure that I get like a seriously adequate amount of crab stuffing. It's gonna be hard to stop eating. If you're a hostess with the mostest on the hunt for more perfect recipes for serving up to friends and families, be sure to check out my Hostess with the Mostest playlist next.